Fearless Freddy. Today, an old friend was coming back to the narrow gauge railway. His name was Fearless Freddy. Everyone had heard tales of Freddy. He was fast, fun, and fearless. Thomas pushed Fearless Freddy into the transfer yards. "Hello, Freddy," whistled Sir Handel. "I haven't seen you for years." "Fearless Freddy is back," puffed Freddy. "I didn't know you two were friends," chuffed Thomas. "Oh, yes," puffed Sir Handel. "Freddy was the fastest engine in the hills." Suddenly, Rheneas and Skarloey raced into the yard. "I'm the winner," peeped Skarloey. "No, I am," wheezed Rheneas. "Who are you?" chuffed Freddy. "We're the fastest engines in the hills." "I'll show you who's fastest," tooted Freddy. "I'll race you down the mountain." Rheneas and Skarloey liked to race. They steamed off excitedly. Freddy was determined to win. Freddy huffed and puffed up the mountain. "Flatten my funnel," he wished. "I used to be able to chuff up here in no time." Rheneas and Skarloey were waiting to start the race. "If I get to the bottom without you bumping my buffers, I've won," wheezed Freddy. "All right, Fearless Freddy," tooted Rheneas. "Ready, steady, go!" whistled Skarloey. Freddy raced along. Rheneas and Skarloey tried to catch up with him, but Freddy was racing very fast until he began to run out of puff. "Oh no, those young engines will bump my buffers," he chuffed sadly. Suddenly he remembered an old track. "The old Rocky Way," he wished. "No one will remember that now." Rheneas and Skarloey didn't see Freddy go a different way. "This way's much quicker," huffed Freddy. "I'll be at the bottom in no time." Freddy rejoined the main track. Soon, Freddy was at the bottom of the hill. "I did it," puffed Freddy. "Those young engines couldn't catch me." "You're so fast," wheezed Rheneas. "Race you again, chuffed Skarloey, please." "Of course," tooted Freddy. "Fearless Freddy never says no to a race." In no time, the little engines were ready to race again. "We'll race you down the other side this time," puffed Rheneas. "The other side of the mountain is very steep," wheezed Freddy. "You're not scared, are you?" peeped Skarloey. "Of course not. I'm Fearless Freddy," chuffed Freddy. "Off we go." Freddy raced ahead of the other engines. Soon he began to run out of puff again, but Freddy didn't want to lose. Then Freddy remembered another old track. "The craggy track," puffed Freddy. "I know this railway like the back of my buffers." And soon he arrived at the bottom safe and sound. But Rheneas and Skarloey weren't safe and sound at all. The track was very steep. Rheneas and Skarloey were determined to bump Freddy's buffers, so they were racing very fast. "Faster!" wheezed Skarloey. "Faster!" Then there was trouble. Rheneas raced right off the track. "Oh no!" cried Skarloey. Freddy was waiting at the bottom of the mountain. He was very pleased with himself. Suddenly, Scar-Louie raced in. "Rheneas has come off the track," Scar-Louie cried, "and I don't know where he is. We were trying to catch you, Fearless Freddy, but you were too fast." Sir Handel arrived with the thin controller. He had heard what had happened to Rheneas. "It's all my fault, sir," chuffed Freddy sadly. "I used old tracks." "You tricked us," tooted Scar-Louie, "and now Rheneas is lost and in trouble." "No, he isn't," whistled Freddy loudly. "I can find him, sir. I know all the old tracks. Please, sir, follow me." Freddy led the rescue party along another forgotten track. The track wound down to the valley. And there was Rheneas. "I'm so happy you found me," peeped Rheneas. "So am I," chuffed Freddy. In no time at all, Rheneas was back on the track. And all the engines chuffed back to the transfer yards. "I'm sorry I tricked you," puffed Freddy. "You're much faster engines than me." "But you know all the old tracks," peeped Rheneas. "Please tell us about them." So Freddy began to tell the young engines tales from the old tracks. Everyone was happy. Fearless Freddy was back.